This week from DC Comics, Dark Knights of Steel All Winter issue number 2, written by Jay Kristoff, art by Terso. The Dark Knights of Steel universe was created in 2022 by Tom Taylor, capitalizing pretty heavy-handedly on the zeitgeist of elevated fantasy drama media that has seemingly gripped society in its dirty, blood-soaked hands since the premiere episode of Game of Thrones. However, this Elseworlds series from DC proved itself to not be just another pandering attempt to capitalize on a formula, with an ingenious, passionate 12-issue series from Tom Taylor, who offered an entire fresh universe for the legacy characters of DC to be re-envisioned within. I, and many other fans, found ourselves enthralled with this brave new direction, unabashedly utilizing characters in inventive, unexpected ways and layering world-building details ripe for future exploration. And also just some of the best artwork and covers that DC has ever had. A bit of a tangent here, but these are some of the best hardcovers that DC has ever done. I mean, look at the inside jacket here. Like, are you kidding? However, as the initial series concluded with a delayed release schedule and a singular one-shot for supplemental material that a lot of people unfortunately missed, it seemed like the series would not become as pivotal and foundational as diehard fans had hoped. Which brings us to the summer of 2024 with a brand new saga in the Dark Knights of Steel EU, which is offering some of the best Elseworlds content at DC, and I need people to be as hype as I am about this book. If you're tired of the same old Elseworlds stories at DC Comics, like, it's Batman, but he's the bad guy. Or, it's an alternate universe Justice League, but we change two of the characters. Isn't that cool? Or, it's Superman, but, follow me here, he's the bad guy. You should absolutely check out Dark Knights of Steel. It is truly substance over style, outlasting what could be the gimmick of fantasy superheroes and the typical flood of flashy character cameos. In this new series by the capable hands of Jay Kristoff, who wrote an entry in that aforementioned 2022 one-shot Tales of the Three Kingdoms, we follow Deathstroke, who in this universe is an aging Viking warrior / mercenary, who has most recently pledged his allegiance to the conqueror chieftain Vandal Savage. Just from issue number 1, I feel like this might be my new favorite iteration of Deathstroke. It just makes so much sense to give him this kind of characterization, and I love that Kristoff is playing with him as this principled man in a brutal world. He's not much of a hero or a villain, really. He's just a wizened old man trying to survive, who will also beat your fucking ass. Without further ado, let's dive into issue number 2 now, which means spoilers ahead. Issue number 2 begins with the colorful flashback of Deathstroke falling in love with the woman warrior Adeline as he fondly remembers the day that she slashed out his eye, before cruelly cutting back to the present in the permanently black and white world of Allwinter as Adeline bleeds out on the floor having been shot by an arrow in the last issue. However, Deathstroke's attention soon shifts to Adeline's ward, Alec, the leaf-green, colorful child who is standing over Adeline in shock. The simplistic genius of this black and white world juxtaposed with this colorful miracle child is such a fun addition to the story and celebrates the medium of comic book making in such a beautiful way. Deathstroke then rouses himself and stymies Adeline's wound, bringing her to the safety of an inn. Here, Adeline and Deathstroke trade verbal blows, hinting at their tragic past together and their 2 sons, as well as providing the vital clarifying information that the Allwinter has plagued the North for the last 21 years. Deathstroke challenges Adeline about the boy, Alec, having seen that anything the boy even touches seems to be imbued with a swatch of color, seemingly breaking the spell of this black and white land. However, Adeline wants nothing to do with old man Deathstroke and insists that they can get where they're going without his help. On the bleak, snowy road, Alec asks Adeline about her history with Deathstroke, and she says he is not the man he was, he is lost, and assures Alec that she will protect him from those that hunt him because he is going to save the world. But this touching moment is cut short by the arrival of Rose, Deathstroke's Viking daughter, who ruthlessly battles Adeline for the boy at the behest of Vandal Savage. Just as Rose gains the upper hand, however, her blow is stopped by Deathstroke's axe. Father and daughter clash blades for a moment before Deathstroke fucking kicks his daughter into a gnarled tree and impales her body on the broken branches. It's been proven time and time again in the mainline continuity, and this scene proves it in this series as well. Deathstroke don't give a fuck. Just as all seems well and Deathstroke checks on Adeline and the boy, he is suddenly stabbed in the back by the miraculously still-breathing Rose, who impales both Deathstroke and Adeline. As Adeline's lifeless body falls to the snow, Alec is overcome with a sudden rage and explodes with a terrifying green energy, sending Rose flying, creating a crater in the earth, and bathing the surrounding environment in color for the first time. As Deathstroke watches the boy recover from his outburst, he muses to himself, "The green of summer grass, the red of blood, like all things in this frozen hell, faded now to black." before his head slumps down to his chest. Which might be the most badass poetic line I've read in comics this year, so... This series has everything you could want from a gritty medieval period piece adventure, while still maintaining elements from big spectacle superhero comics, all balanced with a heartfelt narrative direction. I can't wait to see how this narrative evolves. Is Deathstroke really dead? Is Alec going to become the Swamp Thing, as it seems like he's destined to be? Are the other Parliaments going to be in this universe? And if you're missing the stylings of Tom Taylor, then I should also point out that each issue of All Winter thus far has included a prequel comic from Tom Taylor and the fantastic artist Riccardo Federici called Heir to the Sea, which thus far has been centered on Jonathan and Martha Kent and Jim Gordon and their battle with the underwater kingdoms, which means even more earnest expansion of this alternate world, and some focus on the unanswered questions from the first series of Dark Knights of Steel. Please support your local comic book stores and grab Dark Knights of Steel All Winter on shelves now. Again, these little pops of color are so simple, but so effective. I mean, look at how your eye just draws down to the bottom of the page. A lot of really beautiful, unspoken moments in this series thus far as well. And not to mention the insane character design. God, I can't wait to see Swamp Thing in this series. Fuck, it's a water weaver! Fuck!